welcome this man sitting next to me here, Joe Walsh.
Well, I'd like to welcome you.
Thank you very much. And you're getting towards the end of 2010 as we speak today, and some exciting news for 2011. There will be a brand new Joe Walsh album next year.
Yeah. I've been working on it for a long time. During Eagles downtime, and I've got new stuff after about, I don't know, 18 years.
Yeah.
Haven't done an album, and I really like it. It's rock and roll and it's new songs, and hopefully it'll get out April, May.
Right, because Songs for the Dying Planet, 1992, that is a long time, 18 years as you said.
Yeah, it is.
So in that time, were you writing?
Well, I finally got sober in 1994, and I had to learn actually to write and play and do everything pretty much sober. So I just really didn't write for quite a while. And also the Eagles have really been busy.
You certainly have.
We really have. So during downtime, I've been working on doing an album. And I just decided that however long it took would be okay. Mm-hmm. And it's nice to do one because I want to, not because I have to. And I'm really happy with it.
Have you got a title?
I got a couple, but I don't know exactly what. I wish I had some funny ones for you, but no, I guess I don't have a title.
You've had some of the funniest titles ever.
Yeah, I know. I've got 4 or 5 I'm not going to use. But we'll see what happens.
Well, you know, my favourite one, you Bought It, You Name It.
Yeah.
Brilliant title.
Yeah. Pretty good.
Yep. The smoker you drink, the player you get. That was a pretty good title.
Yes. Can't argue with a sick mind.
So do you have to top yourself with titles? Do you have to actually come out with a better one than all of those?
Yeah, well, or as good.
Yeah?
I don't know.
What's one of the ones you're considering then?
Well, I'll think of that during the course of the interview.
I guess...
oh, yeah. Well, I went to this Whole Food store.
Yeah.
And they have the bags that they put the food in, it's all recycled. Mm-hmm. And on the side of the bag at the food store, it said, "I used to be a plastic bottle." And I thought, that's a brilliant album title.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this may be a green album.
Yeah.
Entitled, "I Used to Be a Plastic Bottle."
Yeah.
That's one of my thoughts.
Who's produced?
Jeff Lynne.
Wow.
On about half of it, and the rest of it I've kind of overseen it all. It's pretty much ready to mix.
Yeah.
And I'll do that if the Eagles ever take a break again.
Well, speaking of that, I mean, you know, there's China coming up in the new year. There's
Yes, we're
Europe
going
in the
to
mid-year.
China, and I have no idea what to expect. And Korea, I'm hoping we can arrange for our own private shelling from the north. And where else? Japan, haven't been there in a long time, and Singapore, and Lord knows where else. But China's really really looking forward to that.
Yeah.
We're playing Beijing.
This will be your first time there?
Yeah.
Wow. Exciting stuff.
Yeah. No idea what to expect. I don't know if they're going to sit there and look at us, or if they're going to clap, or if they know any of the words. We'll just go play an Eagles concert like we do, and see what happens.
I would imagine the lyrics to Life's Been Good would be very interesting for the Chinese to interpret.
It probably would. I should actually get that interpreted into Chinese and sing it in Chinese. I wonder what that would sound like.
Well, I'd like to hear the Chinese version of Joe Walsh doing
good.
Life's Been Good.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. I guess that song's autobiographical.
Yes.
How close to the mark is it for your life?
Well, I use some poetic license with that song. That is, is just a little statement that it's not as extravagant of a lifestyle as it appears, what we do. And that's kind of things that have happened to my peer group. My Maserati does 185. I lost my license, now I don't drive. That's just, I had a friend who I won't name, but he's in the band, who had 3 accidents in like 10 blocks. Trying to drive home one time, and so it's just situational stuff.
Yeah.
That is kind of common to all of us.
Yeah.
In what we do, and it was fun to write. I didn't really plan on even recording it. I just had those words and stuff, and Bill Simzik, the Eagles producer, said, "No, you've got to make that a song." And I said, "Okay, well, if people don't think it's funny, it's going to be one of the biggest flops ever." But luckily, people could identify with it.
Yeah, and it's now become a centerpiece of the Eagles show.
Yeah.
Yeah, considering it was a solo song to start with.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, it came out right before I joined the Eagles. So rather than have been part of my solo tour repertoire, I always kind of did it with the Eagles. Because it was current when I joined, and so it's always kind of been performed with the Eagles, and to me it's just kind of like an Eagles song.
But some of the other ones basically evolved to become Eagles songs. Funk 49, for instance.
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain Way were well before the Eagles.
Yeah. Well, we all have some solo work. Don has a lot of solo songs too, and I think it's good. I think it makes the Eagles show a better show, and I think the Eagles playing solo stuff is okay. Funk 49 has just mutated into this great performance piece with the horns and the breakdown and the jam in the middle. It's really fun to play.
Yeah, and I guess apart from getting up and doing the stuff in the Eagles, you've had a lot of chances over the years to perform with a lot of great artists. Ringo Starr's all-star band at one point.
Yeah.
Was that one big party or a lot of hard work?
Both. Yeah, it was a group of really good musicians that never would have been able to play together without Ringo coming up with that idea. And it was an honor and a privilege to be on stage with those guys. My God, it was Rick Danko and Levon Helm and Billy Preston and Dr. John and I don't know who else, but it was Todd Rundgren at one point, and it's just great to be a part of.
Yeah. Were you obviously a Beatle fan? Most people are, but now he's a brother-in-law of yours.
He's my brother-in-law, yeah. Which never ceases to amaze me. He's such a wonderful person, so down to earth for what what he went through, and he's like a big brother to me. He's so great to talk to about life and about problems and about anything, really. He's a funny guy. He's a lot of work to have as a brother-in-law, I tell you.
You must have some great family gatherings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that was one big fun party boys event, and the other big fun party boys event was when you spent some time in Australia with the Party Boys.
Yeah. I don't know how that happened. I just got, Paul Christie emailed me out of a clear blue sky. I had no idea who he was, and said, we put a band together with Australian players and every summer, and we go out and we do cover songs, and I just thought I'd try and invite you over. And it was so crazy. I decided to do it. I don't know why, and I'm so glad I did, because I got to meet the Australian music community, and got to play clubs again that were packed like the old days, and wonderful fond memories of the Party Boys.
Yeah. What about performing with B.B. King? As a guitarist yourself, when you get to perform with somebody like that, what do you learn from somebody like a B.B. King when he's up there on stage with you?
Well, guys who've been doing it for such a long time have a certain grace about them, and a certain way of doing it, and just the experience that they have. The way they do it is the one thing that you pick up on. Where they're at, where their head's at, their professionalism. I guess the word is grace. They have a certain way, just from having done it so long, that is great to be around. It's a real positive, I feel really safe being around them. And of course, when you respect somebody, when you have nothing but respect for somebody, it's really memorable to have spent a little time with them across the board.
What about joining the Eagles? How did that happen?
Well, basically, the early Eagles work got classified as, I guess the word was country rock back then. And that was good, but John and Glenn didn't want to paint themselves into a corner as being a country rock band. And they felt like they wanted to just head in a little bit more attention to R&B and a little bit more attention to rock and roll with the Eagles, approach to things. They wanted to do that, and the guitar player at the time, Bernie Ledden, didn't. That wasn't a direction that he really wanted to go in. He was kind of a purist, and he liked to play acoustic guitar and sit in a rocking chair on the porch, and being a purist, he kind of really wanted them to stay in the country rock direction. So he was unhappy, and he decided that he would just go ahead and sign out at that time. And I was having a pretty good solo career, but I got really kind of tired of it. It's kind of lonely when you're the boss. A lot of non-musical things come along with it. Hiring and firing and all the business, and you sing everything and tell everybody what to play. I wanted to be in a band again. I had a good solo career, and I felt, well, now I know about this, but it's not the same as being part of. So all of that happened at the same time, and Don and Glenn decided to ask me to come in and take it up a notch in terms of rock and roll. And I really wanted to be part of something. Just being at the right place at the right time, or the right place at the wrong time, I don't know. Mm. But that's how it came together.
Did Hotel California in the studio feel like it was going to become the greatest album the Eagles would ever do?
At the time, we were in a very creative period. And we're very fortunate that during that period, somebody pressed record. And we got it on tape. At the time, we knew that it was really good, but we had no idea we would affect as many people on the planet as we did. It aged well. All we knew at the time, having worked on it for a long time, was that it was done, and it was good. We had no idea how good. So yeah, I mean, it's very humbling. It still stands up, and we're really proud of it.
Well, I guess another thing you'd be very proud of would be Long Road Out of Eden, which I described as a masterpiece of music for the 21st century. A magnificent piece of work over 2 CDs.
Yeah.
What was your feeling when you heard the final cut of that record?
Well, I was happy that Don and Glenn worked together again. They're such a great songwriting team. It's pretty diverse. We had a slow start on it. It took a long time for us to really get into the middle of doing it. The beginning was pretty bumpy. We tried and stopped and tried and stopped. And then towards the end, when we were getting close to being done, all of a sudden, a whole bunch of new songs came. And we had too many for a single album. And we didn't know which ones to pick from. So we took a chance and just decided to put it all out. So yeah, it is a body of work. And there's some great moments, and the important thing was that it was a new Eagles album, and it did wonders for us to have new new songs and new energy to play live and stuff.
Will you do one more? One more album?
I think we got another one in us. I do. I think we'll talk about it this year. After not doing anything for, I don't know, 18 years or something like that, recording-wise, doing Long Road Out of Eden kind of rekindled everything, and we learned a whole bunch of stuff not to do. And I think we can apply what we learned in doing that album, and I think we got one more record in us before we wrap it up, if we ever wrap it up.
If this tour ever ends.
Yeah.
Well, Joe Walsh.
Oh, I got another album title.
Yeah?
What would you do if I was you? Or what would I do if you were me? Something like that.
Yeah.
I got to play with that one. That's pretty good.
Well, all will be revealed on the new Joe album title when May hits, no doubt. We look forward to it.
Yeah.